Let's be real for a second. Who doesn't love carbs? I mean, seriously. But for a lot of us, that love comes with a little bit of guilt, a little bit of worry about what it's all doing to our health. Well, what if I told you that you could enjoy your favorite starchy foods without that dreaded blood sugar spike? Stick with me, because we're about to get into the science of eating carbs the smart way.
Just think about it for a second. That warm, crusty bread you dip in olive oil, a perfect, fluffy bowl of rice, or a big scoop of creamy mashed potatoes. Come on, this isn't just food, right? It's comfort, it's nostalgia. But yeah, as delicious as they are, they definitely come with a reputation.
And that reputation, it's all about the blood sugar roller coaster. You know what I'm talking about. If you've ever felt that crash after a big meal, or just worried about what those glucose spikes are doing to you in the long run, then this is for you. We're going to break down exactly how you can have your carbs and eat them too, without that wild ride.
Okay, so what is the actual problem here? Well, the main culprit in foods like potatoes, rice, and bread is something called starch. And honestly, understanding what this stuff is, that's the first step to taking back control. The easiest way to think about starch is to picture a long string of tiny glucose beads. When you eat starchy food, your body basically takes out a pair of scissors and just snip, 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 cuts that string, releasing all those individual glucose beads right into your bloodstream. And that flood of glucose is what sends your blood sugar soaring.
But here's the thing, and this is absolutely crucial. Not all starch is the same. You've got your regular starch, which our bodies digest super fast, causing that spike. But then there's this other thing called resistant starch, and it's a total superstar. Your body actually can't break this stuff down, so instead it acts like fiber, feeds your good gut bacteria, and most importantly, it doesn't spike your blood sugar.
So, you get it, avoiding the spike is the goal. But why is it so important? I mean, this is about so much more than just feeling a little tired after lunch. These constant glucose spikes can have some really serious long-term effects on your health.
This quote right here, it's the perfect way to understand it. That extra sugar floating around in your blood literally cooks your insides through a process called browning. And just like the quote says, once you toast bread, you can't untoast it. The damage is irreversible. We're talking wrinkles on the outside and things like memory problems and organ damage on the inside. It is literally accelerated aging from the inside out.
And it's not just some far-off problem. Look at this list. Does any of this sound familiar? That brain fog that hits after a big bowl of pasta, or that sudden intense craving for something sweet in the middle of the afternoon? The mood swings? These are the immediate signs that your blood sugar is on that crazy roller coaster.
Okay, enough with the problem. Let's talk solutions, because they're actually surprisingly simple. We're going to focus on two incredibly powerful hacks you can use to tame your glucose. This is your new toolkit.
All right, hack number 1 is a total game changer. You just take your favorite starchy foods, rice, pasta, potatoes, whatever, cook them like you normally would, and then, and this is the magic step, you cool them in the fridge overnight. That cooling process literally transforms some of that regular starch into that good-for-you resistant starch. And get this, you can reheat it. The effect stays. This even works for bread. Just pop it in the freezer and then toast it.
And listen, this isn't just some tiny little difference. By doing this one simple thing, cook, cool, reheat, you can lower the blood sugar response from that food by up to 40%. That is a huge impact for such a tiny change to your routine.
Okay, on to our second hack, using acid. It sounds weird, but something as simple as vinegar or lemon juice gives you a 1-2 punch against a glucose spike. First, it slows down the enzyme that breaks down starch. And second, it slows down how fast your stomach empties its contents. Both of those things mean a much slower, gentler release of sugar into your blood.
So, which acid is best? Well, as you can see, wine has some effect, but it's really unpredictable and comes with other issues. Lemon juice is pretty good, you get some vitamin C, which is nice, but the hands-down winner is vinegar. Apple cider vinegar especially is fantastic because it actually helps your muscles soak up sugar more efficiently. And if you get the kind with the mother, you're getting some good probiotics too.
So let's put all this together. Knowing this stuff is one thing, but actually doing it is what matters. So here it is, a simple, step-by-step playbook you can use for any meal to keep your glucose nice and steady.
So about 30 minutes before you plan on eating those carbs, you've got to prep your body. You've got 2 options. Option 1, drink a tablespoon or 2 of vinegar or lemon juice in a big glass of water. Option 2, have a veggie starter. Just eat a big plate of leafy greens first. The fiber actually creates a kind of protective mesh in your intestines that slows down absorption later. Pretty cool, right?
Now, when the meal actually starts, the #1 rule is never eat your carbs naked. Always dress them with some protein, fat, and fiber. And here's a pro tip. Change the order you eat your food. Start with your veggies, then eat your protein and fat, and save the starchy carbs for the very end. You can also sneak in more of that vinegar with a salad dressing or by adding a few pickles to your plate.
And don't just sit on the couch after you're done eating. Within about 30 minutes, get up and get moving for 10 or 20 minutes. Quick walk, dancing in the kitchen, taking the stairs, anything that uses your big muscles in your legs and torso. When your muscles are active, they can suck that glucose right out of your bloodstream for energy without needing insulin to do the job.
And here's one last bonus tip. This one's about snacking. If you're using that vinegar hack, you want to reach for something savory and starchy, not something that's pure sugar. Why? Because vinegar works its magic by slowing down the breakdown of starch. It does pretty much nothing to stop a direct hit of pure sugar from, say, a can of soda or a handful of candy. So cheese and crackers will always be a better choice here than a cookie.
So there you have it, a whole toolkit for taking control of your blood sugar while still getting to enjoy the foods you really love. Look, this isn't about deprivation at all. It's just about being smarter with science. So, think about it. Which hack will you try first? Maybe just cooling your rice or adding a splash of vinegar to your water? Start with one small thing. You really do have the power to turn your favorite foods from a foe back into a friend.